It's kind of hard to explain, but I just never expected to live very long. My mother died very young, my grandmother died. I didn't really see a future. The best analogy I can give is I bought one roll of toilet paper at a time, because I thought, why spend good beer money on toilet paper when I may not live long enough to even have to use it? You know, like, that's the best analogy I can give for how I saw my life and my world. It really was paycheck to paycheck and meal to meal, and, you know. She definitely looks like a working girl. Leather and PVC was the rage. The Wild Girls wore that. I had a chainmail bra. It was very popular. He's kind of a checklist. Big tits, hairy cunts, curry breath, will do what you say. When I was about 15, I had a guardian ad litem, which is basically someone who would represent me in court if I was moving from one foster home to the next. And she made an appointment to see me, and we went to the park, and we sat down on a bench, and she explained to me that I needed to start thinking about my future. And what she said is that there are things that are going to come up in life for me that I need to be prepared for. And the first example she gave me was, like, say when I graduate from high school, I go into the military. And the military always has a holiday, you know, a few holidays a year. And what happens during the holidays is they close the barracks and everybody goes home to their family. But because I didn't have family, I would need to save money so that I could get a motel. It was saying to me, you have no one. And no one's going to pick you up. And whoever you're staying with today, they're keeping you today because they get a check every month. And when the check runs out, don't think you're going to go spend the holidays with them. And you're not coming to my house. You know, so it's kind of a kick in the teeth of saying nobody here really wants you, so you better start planning now. But it was also, you know, part of that thing that had me thinking, you know, well, my mom's dead. Like, everybody, you know, they're dead or gone. Like, how long am I going to live anyway? Am I going to live long enough to even need that motel money? There was a manager there named Ed who worked in the office who would book me, put me on my shifts, you know, one-on-one booths or triple treat theater, that sort of thing. And he, at one point, I had some producers offering to do porn films with me. They wanted me to star in some porn films. And I told him that I was being offered films, and I'll never forget, he sat down, and he was a black man, late 30s maybe, big scar on his face, and a lot of character, and he made a point to pull me aside, sit down, and he had tears in his eyes, and he begged me to not do films. He said that so many of his friends were dying of AIDS, and that he just really thought that I should reconsider whether I would go into films or not. And I look back at that moment, you know, I definitely heard him. It was not very often that people gave me advice, and I still, in my heart, hold that experience with a lot of gratefulness, because I didn't do films, and he is the only reason. He was the only person in my world telling me I shouldn't do it. The other girls, the people who ran the lights, they were all very excited about this new prospect. And for some reason, he just planted a little seed. I don't know if people always realize they have that power. It may not feel like a very powerful moment to the person planting the seed, but I still am thankful. Everybody survives something. My worst pain is no harder to take than your worst pain. Your experience may not have been the same as mine, but it still hurts you in the same sort of way. So, I don't know, I have some kind of balance. I'm lucky. I'm not an addict. I'm not, you know, my brain chemistry is good. This month I'm lecturing at Harvard University. I'm doing my Art of the Female Orgasm workshop. They're expecting, like, I don't know, 600-700 students, something like that. I didn't set out to be a sex educator. You know, I didn't set out to be anything, so here I am.
My mother said the sweetest melody. she never said in a musical key, I'd hear her through the house, my name called out loud. My mother said the sweetest melody,
Room number 508.
although she never said.
I spend the night with Leda, a girl I picked up in the